What's good in the hood, people? It is self-isolation day 47. I worked it out. It's not 40-something. It's definitely not 30-something. It is self-isolation day 47. Guess what else? The coffee is back. You know what it is with me not drinking coffee in the last few videos? Not that any of you care about this. It's because I've not been filming them in the morning. I've been filming, a few of them I've actually been doing late at night, believe it or not. Like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Yesterday's one I did about 2 in the afternoon. Today's one I am filming at 8:22. I want to get this filming done. I want to go for a quick jog. I want to come back, finish the bathroom. I am making good headway, people. I was going to say something else of importance. Yes, Zoom and Skype calls. I did say on a video a few days back that I am going to do some Zoom and Skype calls. We're going to get that done Sunday. Sunday, we're going to try and do a bulk of Zoom and Skype calls. So I don't know how to do this. But I'm going to honestly, I'm going to put a block of about 5 hours and just chat to as many of you guys as possible if you want to chat to me. I don't know. But I'm trying to think, how can I, I don't know. We'll work something out, but we're going to do a bunch of Zoom and Skype calls just because, why not? Why not? And it'd be nice to talk to some of you. It'd be nice. A few of you have asked, Ade, what's up, dude? A few of you obviously care about my welfare. A lot of you were very upset about the tiling job. I love you, people. We are going to talk Tyson Fury. You guys know how it works. Timestamps and description. Fast forward if you don't want to hear me talk about anything else. But why fast forward? It's only a 20-minute video. Like, it's not an hour video. Why have you got to fast forward? I'm doing all this because I'm trying to find stories as I'm stalling. All right, let's go into boxing scenes page. Let's just go to boxing scene. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Someone sent me a message a few days back saying, Ade, so this is a message on the YouTube video, so a comment basically, said, Ade, if you drink coffee again in the video, I might have to unsubscribe. Sort your life out, please. Sort your life out, please. You, sort your life out. All right, what have we got here? Tyson Fury, when I took Wilder's best shots, I knew he couldn't beat me. Okay, we'll save that until the end. Usyk versus Chisora might take place abroad, says Eddie Hearn. Did say this, I did say this, people. I did say this. I said, what's going on with Usyk Chisora? We're not hearing about it. Boy, I think this abroad thing now, it's almost like they know way before we know that a lot of the countries abroad are going to be opened up very, very soon and travel is going to be possible. Isn't Greece just back to normal now? I think Greece only had like 194 deaths. I say only. One death is too much, right? But Greece only had 194 deaths. So countries like that, right, could get it. So Usyk versus Chisora could go abroad. Interesting. You don't want to lose. It's that gate receipt shit, isn't it? It's that gate receipt thing. Even if it's £800,000, which it won't be for Usyk Chisora, that's going to be a gate of, that will sell out regardless, right? If that was at the O2 Arena, it was. That will sell out the 20,000 at the O2 Arena. That gate would have been about £2 million. Even if you make 800,000 abroad, you take it. You take it, because that literally 800,000 would easily pay for the whole undercard. Easily, right? Easily. 300,000 would pay for the undercard, I believe. Maybe about 500,000 will pay for the whole undercard. So you go abroad. All right, what's this? Leonard Ellaby, Floyd's first fight with Maidana, not as close as some make it out to be. I can't even remember what the scores were in that fight. 1 second, people. Floyd. I can't actually remember. Was it a majority decision? Floyd, it wasn't that close, was it? Don't think so. Floyd versus Marcus Maidana. What am I doing? As I do this, I think the problem with Floyd is that we were so used to seeing him dominate people and not get hit, that when someone just touches him, it's like, oh my God, kind of response. Let's have a look. It was a majority decision. What was the scores in this fight? Okay, 117, 111, 116, 112, and that Michael Pernick judge, 114, 114. So if you go by the first two scores, I guess Leonard Elby's correct. Probably wasn't close. But again, we're so used to seeing Floyd kind of dance his way through fights and fighters not even lay a glove on him. And when Marcus Maidana did lay a glove on him, it was like, oh, what's going on here? It made everyone, I remember after this fight, everyone was like, ooh, that's what Margarito could have done, because Margarito's very crude, like Marcus Maidana, just walks through punches. There's nothing skill, and no disrespect to Maidana, but there's not much skill base there. It's literally just, I'm going to walk through what you've got. And it made people think, what could Margarito could have done? But in the end, obviously, Floyd, even the second fight wasn't that easy, I mean, Marcus Maidana, that's why I was shocked when he retired, because he caused problems to Floyd. He caused problems like not many people have caused problems. Interesting fight. What else we got? What else have we got, people? Linares, I'm a 4-time world champion. Ryan Garcia is the internet champion. That, ladies and gentlemen, is fact. Right? There's simple. Linares was no joke. I don't know what's left of him. There was a talk about this matchup happening before COVID-19 struck down boxing. I wonder if it will happen behind closed doors. Ryan Garcia is a big ticket seller. And a fight against Linares will definitely sell out a small arena. I don't know how big an arena, but it will sell out. So I do wonder if that's going to happen. It's a good matchup for Ryan Garcia, this one. It's a good matchup. There's still a bit left in Linares. Still a bit left. I'm not quite sure. There was talk about him going to 140. He did go to 140 for a fight. He's now back down to 135, just because I guess this is where the money is, right in 135. But it is a good fight for Ryan Garcia. I'm still not yet convinced with Ryan Garcia. Not yet. I like the kid. He seems like a nice guy. If he is half as good as Oscar De La Hoya thinks he is or wants him to be, then there's no doubt in my mind this guy will be a pay-per-view star. No doubt whatsoever. What's this? Floyd Mayweather rejects rumors that he needs money. Who knows? Who knows? I know people might laugh at that statement. Like, how can Floyd be broke, right? No way. I mean, there have been a lot of people, especially sports stars over the years, that have made a ton of money that have gone broke. Ton of money. I mean, Mike Tyson's one, right? Ton of money. Mike didn't make what Floyd made, granted, right? He didn't make $300 million in one fight. But Mike Tyson must have made, I'm going to say, career earnings just from endorsements, $500 million, right? Went broke. So people might laugh at that, but we see how Floyd spends money. It's very lavishly. Then again, I say we see what Floyd wants us to see, right? So there's two different Floyds. I think there is this really smart businessman Floyd. I really do. I mean, again, you're making $300 million a fight. You get out your contract, you're your own entity. That's smart, right? And then there's this Floyd that is lavish and shows off. I think that one's just for camera. So maybe he's right. Maybe he's not broke. And maybe we think he's broke because we see that guy that shows off and spends money on fucking 20 Rolls Royce Phantoms with just small differences. That guy is just showing off for the fans. This Floyd is extremely smart. What's we got here? Okay, what's this one? Joshua would sign for Fury fight right now, says Eddie Hearn. I hope so. I hope it isn't all talk, right? AJ has been doing, not a lot of media, but he's been doing a couple of interviews for Sky Sports, and I think he done one for William Hill or Lucas Aid, and he says this is the fight he wants, right? He wants Tyson Fury. And you've got to believe that that's true. You've got to believe that that's the fight he now desperately wants, because everyone around him desperately wants it. Wherever he goes, since Fury beat Wilder and Joshua beat Ruiz, he must just get tons of, you've got to fight Fury, you've got to fight Fury. It's just, he understands from a British standpoint, forget even a world boxing standpoint, from a British standpoint, it's just gigantic, right? Win or lose, you're going to be involved in the biggest fight in British boxing history. Fact. And you're going to earn, I don't know what, I still don't know what he'll earn, but I don't know. I don't want to say a stupid figure. Fuck it, 80 million. He's going to earn that. Why would you not sign for that right now? In fact, I'd say 100 million if it's in Saudi Arabia. Why would you not want that fight right now? So sometimes we know Hearn likes to jabber a bit, but he's right about this one. Right about this one. Dillian Whyte has no intention of delaying February 2021 WBC title shot. Very interesting. This is very interesting because right now, okay, with what's going on in the world right now, like, surely the next person to fight Tyson Fury won't be Deontay Wilder, won't be Anthony Joshua, but will be Dillian Whyte, right? I mean, unless the WBC, look, this COVID thing, I do wonder, does that mean Dillian Whyte's mandatory shot is going to be pushed back? COVID has probably taken boxing out for like, what, 5 months up until the time it will start again. Does that mean Dillian Whyte's mandatory shot gets pushed back to June? Or does it mean, like we've been hearing for the past, I don't know how long, he gets his shot before February 2021? If he does, then what does that mean for Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury trilogy? What does that mean for AJ fighting Tyson Fury? Surely it means Dillian Whyte jumps the queue. I tell you this right now, fans, I have absolutely no problem whatsoever seeing Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury. Why would I? Right? Dillian Whyte's a top 5 heavyweight for me. Top 5. Why would I be upset about seeing number 5 versus number 1? But I do think the WBC are going to throw a spanner in the works here and say, come on, Dillian, there's been no boxing. We have to delay it again by another 6 months, to which point Dillian Whyte will go mad. I do wonder if Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn has said that Dillian Whyte will fight Povetkin behind closed doors. I think he said August, right? So what's that? September, October, November, December, January, 6 months. He'll do it, especially if it's not a brutal fight with Povetkin and no injuries occur. He'll fight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to what happens. My money's on the WBC delaying his WBC title shot. Crawford on Danny Garcia matchup. My style and he's are good for each other. No, your style's good for him. I think Danny Garcia, I like Danny Garcia, but I think he's far too flat-footed for Terence Crawford, right? Terence Crawford's a great switch hitter, great movement. Just Danny Garcia, especially at 147, maybe because it's carrying a bit extra bulk, is a bit stiff for me. In saying that, he has a laser of a right hand, laser. It's almost like bang. It's just so clean, his right hand. So it is a good matchup. It's a matchup between Crawford, who I think is the #1 welterweight in the world. I know Errol Spence fans are going to come at me, but I do. Against Danny Garcia, who is what, #5? It's a good matchup. Will Danny Garcia, look, they don't seem to want to cross over. And none of them seem to even care about the WBO belt, if I'm honest with you. None of them. We've heard Furman diss it. Danny Garcia's openly said some things about the belt as well. I don't know why. I don't know why it's still a belt for me. Would they have said anything about this belt if Mayweather had it and they were trying to fight Mayweather? Would they have said anything about this belt if Pac-Man had that belt right now? No, they would want the belt and the money. So stop with your excuses. You just don't want to fight Terence Crawford. Don't want to fight Terence Crawford at all. What's this? Dillian Whyte, Ruiz has got a fight with diabetes. I want Joshua or Fury after Povetkin. It's a bit cheeky, right? It's a bit cheeky. I almost feel like behind the scenes, these two are building it up slowly for a little showdown that will be a good showdown, right? I mean, no doubt it's a pay-per-view event in the UK. I don't know about the American market. I don't know, but Andy Ruiz versus Dillian Whyte is a pay-per-view event over here. And as much as I think about Dillian Whyte wanting the world title, and I get all that, but in the end, it's about making that, right? It's about making that money. Some people will say the world title comes with that. Very true, it probably does. But as long as Dillian Whyte can headline events, sell out arenas, be a pay-per-view star, make those 7 figures, maybe even claw his way to 8 figures, he'll be happy. I know deep down he'll scream about WBC and world title shots. I think he's just moaning about it now because they're taking the piss. But as long as he makes that money, he's okay. Anything else here? Let's have a look before we talk about Tyson Fury. Okay, a little bit here. Reynoso explains that he was very firm with Andy Ruiz about working hard. That should be a given, innit? Like, that should be a given. Like, all this, like, oh, we've got to motivate Andy Ruiz and we're going to tell him to work hard. And, dude, you're an athlete. Like, forget everything else, right? Forget whatever level you're on. Forget if you're the guy coming up, who's only had a couple of amateur fights, or you're the elite of the elite, former world champion, multimillionaire. Dude, you're an athlete. It should be a given that you have to work hard. It should be a given. It should be a given that you have to work hard, because you know if you don't work hard, you're not going to see the best of you. But yeah, people are firm on, we've got to, like, almost like they've got to, like, I don't know, tap him on the shoulder. You right, Andy? Are you okay? Yeah, push yourself. No, push yourself. All right, I think that is definitely that. No more interesting news. Just have a quick last check. No, nothing there. All right, let's talk about the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. He was doing an Instagram live workout yesterday with former Towie star Mark Wright. After the workout, they spoke at length about what's next for Tyson Fury. He did say during the workout that he has some very, very interesting news in the next couple of days. I don't know what that is. Boxers and promoters like to tease us with these things. It's like they almost forget that they said it. And then when a couple of days passed and there's nothing, then we're like, well, you kind of said it, right? Eddie Hearn always does it. Even Frank Warren does it now. Like, oh, breaking news or big news in a couple of days. And then we hear nothing. So I'm not quite sure what he was alluding to. I don't know if it's even boxing related, right? It could be WWE again. There is or has been talks about Tyson Fury going back to doing some WWE stuff. It worked out well from last time, got paid well. So I can see him going back and doing some more of that. He did say, though, when it comes to boxing, that he did hear or has heard about this Deontay Wilder step-aside money, although I think that's rubbish. I don't believe that for 1 second. But he did hear that Deontay Wilder wanted $10 million. Again, I don't believe it. I think a lot of people are saying it's just fake news. I have said on a few videos that Deontay Wilder is not taking step-aside money. No way. Unless it's just ridiculous, right? I mean, unless it's something like 20 million, then obviously he'll take it. But anything below that, there's no way Shelley Finkel, Al Heyman, and Deontay Wilder are just going to accept. They're just not going to accept, right? But he did say that why would he pay Deontay Wilder 10 million when he knows that he can beat him again? And that makes sense, right? I mean, why am I going to pay someone step-aside money when I can just fight them, in Tyson Fury's eyes, beat them again, if not easier than the second time, and then fight AJ? So I can understand his mindset. Us as fight fans are like, why roll the dice with a guy that can punch that hard? Right? I mean, why take the risk? Why do it? Just give him step-aside money and make, I don't know how much money, against AJ, but Tyson Fury's mentality is a bit different. Like, I'm not going to pay him step-aside money. I know I can beat him, and then we're going to move on to AJ. And he did openly speak about fighting AJ. He mentioned 2 fights in 2021. This is something that Eddie Hearn has spoken about recently as well, which makes me think that behind the scenes, conversations are still going on about a fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, and deep conversations as well. For Tyson Fury to mention 2 fights in 2021, and Eddie Hearn also mentioning 2 fights in 2021, there is, I think, some hope about this fight happening if we get to see Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury this year. If not, you kind of do wonder if it's just going to move on to Fury versus Wilder in 2021 and AJ versus whoever in 2021. And then it's just going to get further and further away because you're rolling the dice that one person won't lose. He did also speak about other fighters out there. He mentioned Dillian White. He mentioned Andy Ruiz. He mentioned Tony Yoka and Efe Ajagba, which is very interesting. 2 guys that you would say are sort of far away in terms of being the next in line, but he mentioned those as well. So, I mean, he's got his eye on a lot of talent in boxing. And I think it's good. I mean, what we don't want to see, or what I would hate to see, is even if Tyson Fury were to fight Deontay Wilder and beat him, and then fight AJ and beat him, in my eyes, he's clocked the game, right? He's clocked the game. You don't need to continue, really. You can retire. But it would be good, especially if we're talking about, and a lot of people talk about this, Tyson Fury is a great legacy, all that kind of stuff. It would be good to continue fighting and fight some of these guys that are upcoming. Not even the guys that are upcoming, the guys in and around you right now, the Usyks of the world, the Dillian Whites of the world. Again, he mentioned those names. Didn't mention Usyk, but he mentioned these guys' names. So that will be interesting. But I guess what we got from that, or that little short, it was only, what, 3-4 minutes or something. What we got from it is that he ain't paying Deontay Wilder step aside money regardless, because it's the fight that he thinks he will win again. So why pay someone money to step aside when you know you can beat that person? And there's definitely been talks about back-to-back fights with AJ in 2021. Definitely. I do wonder what it will mean for AJ's WB... What belt is that again? What belt's Usyk? WBA? Right? Usyk's a WBA mandatory. Am I correct? I do wonder what it would mean for that. If Tyson Fury does sign a back-to-back contract with AJ, will AJ have to vacate one of those belts? I don't know. What's it going to mean for Dillian White and the WBC shot? Will Tyson Fury have to vacate? I doubt it. I can't see any of the sanctioning bodies not wanting their belt to participate in what will be one of the biggest heavyweight clashes of all time financially. And not even financially, even from a non-financial standpoint, because it is a massive fight. So I can't see them saying, you know what, we're going to strip you. They're definitely going to want their belts being part of it. And you know the WBC are going to make a bloody bling bling shiny belt as well. So there's going to be, I don't know, looks like 6 or 7 belts on the line for that one. So fingers crossed it happens. But I think it's fair to say it's not going to happen until deep 2021. Like deep 2021. So the idea of 2 fights in 2021 is just, yeah, no chance. Peace.